guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Antoinette Oguma, helping you have a well-balanced life with Christ at the center. So today, first of all, if you're new to my channel, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning in. And today we're going to be continuing the correct English.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to be continuing the Real Talk series like we've always been doing, like for the past, I think, 7 weeks. Okay, well, I think it was 1 week interrupted though. So this is the episode 7, and we're going to be talking about loneliness and how to overcome it. Like, this is something that has held people back, and it's something that also causes other things in people's lives, I guess, right? Okay, so today I know you are wondering, who is this pretty damsel by my side? Okay, let me tell you without much ado, let's make welcome Miss Joy. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Alright. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about loneliness, like I said, and I feel like this is something that some people still have to know the meaning to, because people know that, okay, this person is lonely, but they don't know the meaning. So what does it mean to be lonely?
So the dictionary meaning of loneliness is when someone is sad because a person does not have friends or company. And if you think about it, that's actually a very shallow meaning of loneliness, because you see many people around with friends, they have so many people around, and they're still quite lonely. So you'll be wondering, why is this person lonely even when the person has friends? And again, I want you to know that when someone is lonely, there's a difference between someone being lonely and someone being alone. Now, there are many people that are introverts. They don't like moving around with people. Me, for example, I don't like moving around with so many people. I like doing my things on my own, just being alone. I love my space. And someone out there might think, oh, this girl is lonely. I'm not lonely. I'm actually not lonely. I just love my space. There's a difference. When someone is lonely, you would know that the person actually does not have that assurance that a person loves him or her. The person does not have that assurance that people around him care about the person. So you should know that there's a difference between being alone and being lonely.
Wow. Okay, so another question I have here is that, is loneliness a growing problem?
Yes, loneliness is actually a growing problem in the society. If you think about it, depression is one of the high rising psychological problems among many people. It doesn't have to do with young people, old people. It generally affects people. And from depression, you actually would find out that most people that are depressed, it stems out from being lonely. They tend to get detached, and as they are getting detached, it leads to depression. And after that, it leads to suicidal thoughts, and the person wants to kill him or herself.
Wow. Okay, so what are the wider issues? I know you just talked about depression as as loneliness being part of a growing problem, but what are the wider issues associated with loneliness?
Okay, so there are quite a few wider problems associated with loneliness. If you think about it, for example, I want to give you an instance. Someone feels lonely and the person has quite a lot of friends. Now, the thing is, the person still goes out with the friends and they go out, they party and all, but there's this sense of detachment. The person feels, oh, everyone is doing something and I don't feel among. So the person starts thinking. The person thinks a lot. Like, the brain is always active because the person feels detached from his friends. The person does not feel loved enough. And that actually makes the person stressed. The person is really stressed. And that's one of the wider risks that are associated with loneliness. And when a person is stressed, you tend to lack sleep, which is another thing. And when you tend to lack sleep, most times you look sick, and sometimes you even fall sick because your immune system is quite should I say low. It's like it's not balanced. You're meant to have enough rest. They say a person is meant to have at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep, right, per day. But the person who is lonely, I'm telling you, would have about 6 hours. Or sometimes even people that are lonely, they sleep well, but when they wake up, they still feel stressed.
Yeah, I know that.
You know that kind of feeling, like you slept for a very long time. You would expect that when you wake up, you are quite refreshed. You are ready to go you're ready to move on for the day's activities and all, but you still feel very stressed. That's one thing you'll find out in people that are very lonely. And another thing that I have here is, as I mentioned before, depression and suicidal thoughts. Like, that's one thing you will always find in someone that is lonely. It's not like it starts immediately. That maybe when someone is feeling lonely for the first day, the person starts to have the suicidal thought. As you know, people that are quite lonely, they tend to think a lot. They tend to think about so many things, different things that are way out of what they are meant to think about. And as you know, that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So they tend to think about things that they're not meant to think about, and in that way they feel they're not loved by people. They feel detached. They feel that they don't have acceptance from people around them, and when they think that way, they tend to wallow in depression. It's not like something that would start on the first day. As I said before, it takes quite some time, but you would always notice that people that actually are depressed, most times it starts from loneliness. It doesn't just stem out of nowhere. It starts from loneliness.
So literally, so someone that is getting depressed, we've talked about depression, you guys. If you've not watched it, go and watch it. I'll try to put an iCard here where you can just click and watch it and then come back. No, you will click it at the end of the video. In fact, I don't know, do the clicking yourself, like choose the time. But basically, I feel like is it basically like that? How am I saying basically? Okay, yeah, but is it like when someone is getting into depression, the person tends to push back, tends to have this sense of withdrawal and withdraws from people. So that is what it is. Okay. So are you done with the wider issues?
No.
Yeah, talk.
So also, as I mentioned before, the person has suicidal thoughts from depression. So most people that while in depression, at the end they have thoughts of killing themselves because they don't have acceptance from people. They feel they don't have acceptance from people around them, and they think the only solution to getting out of the problem they are in right there and then is to kill themselves. That's why they have suicidal thoughts.
Wow.
And another thing is antisocial behavior. If you find out that there's someone around you that just not really, I don't know how I'm going to put this. It's not everyone that you see that does not like going out, that does not like moving with people, that are lonely. As I said before, they are introverts, right? And these introverts, they love their space. They love staying in their own, doing their own thing per se. So it's not about that the person is lonely because the person is alone. If a person has antisocial behavior, in the sense that in everything the person does not like interacting with people around him or her. It's like, okay, I'm an introvert now. Annette is my friend. If Annette asks me, oh Joy, let's go out, let's go eat, I should not find it as a problem to go out with Annette. But a lonely person feels like I should not interact, feels like if I interact with this person, I would not get the attention and the love that I need. Something like that. So it's like they already have this, it's like detachment, as she said before. They're already moving away from the world, let's put it that way. They really just don't want to have anything to do with people around them anymore. They just have this antisocial behavior. And another thing is alcoholism and drug abuse. When I saw this, I was like, it's very true. People that feel they are not loved by people tend to look for love in unlikely places, in places they are not meant to look for love. People say that. For instance, okay, a girl feels in her family they have issues. She feels that her parents don't love her enough. She feels that her family members are not showing her love enough. So she goes out. Even though she's very young, she goes out. If a very random, someone that does not have focus, someone that is not like driven, someone that does not have a goal comes to meet her and tells her that, oh, I like you, I want us to be in a relationship, she would not consider, she would accept it like immediately. That's one thing. And people that are lonely, they tend to look for satisfaction. They tend to look for that like
satisfaction, approval,
exactly,
love.
in things like alcoholism and drug abuse. They feel that's what can make them stop thinking. Some of them feel, oh, I'm thinking too much, let me just drink, let me drink to stupor. But they forget that when they wake up, it's still there.
Yeah.
And I want you to know, loneliness is a thing of the mind. It's not something that people live with for the rest of their life. Actually, it's a thing of the mind. It's something you can deal with. So alcoholism is not the way out. If you drink, you wake up, you even have hangover with it. What's the point? There's really no point. When you drink, it will not solve any problem. People that are into drugs, that one is even the worst. Drugs will not do anything. At that point, it might make you feel over the moon and forget about your problems. Fine. But once you are in your right senses, once you are in your mind, that loneliness, that feeling will still be there. So alcoholism and drug abuse is one thing that is rampant among people that are quite lonely. So
wow, she has said quite a lot that I really did not even know were there, like seriously. Okay, so another question I have here is, how do you identify or recognize isolated people or lonely people?
Okay, so one mistake people make is, I have said this before, they mistake people that tend to stay alone as lonely people. If you want to identify someone that is lonely, do not use the person's personality as an introvert to conclude that the person is lonely. So the first thing I have here, these points are not points that are definite, let me put it that way. They are not points that work for every lonely person you see out there.
It's not a one size fits all.
Exactly. So it's like, some people show this and they are quite lonely, but there are people that also show this and they are not lonely. So you have to know the balance between these two and see where it's going like overboard, where the person is actually showing that this is extreme. The first point I have here is that the person loves to spend time alone. The person likes, not really like the person likes his or her space, but the person just likes, oh, just let me be, something like that. Not that if someone comes around, people that are introverts, if someone comes around them, sometimes they enjoy their company. They're like, okay, you talk and all. But people that are quite lonely, it gets to a stage that they literally push everyone away. So it's like, I really don't care about what you guys think about me. No, they actually care, but they tend to just push people away. They don't want more energy that, oh, this person does not love me, this person is not appreciating what I'm
more
doing.
Like bad energy, stay far away, but they don't know that they're the ones with the bad energy.
Exactly. So they just want to be alone. And what do they do when they're alone? They think about,
I feel like some people even cry when they're alone. Like,
obvious. People that are lonely, they actually go through, it's a mind thing, they go through a lot of things, especially on the level of the brain. People that are lonely, their brain, like, it's always hyperactive, so to say, because they are always thinking. People that are lonely are always thinking. They tend to think about, oh, this person in class is not as close to me as this person. Is it that I'm somehow, is it that they think a lot? Why worry about these things?
Really,
there's really no point. Another thing is they are unproductive. If you see people that are lonely, they lack the zeal. Let's put it that way. They lack the zeal in every area of their life. If they're in school, they are just like, let's just do it and go. If they are at their place of work, if they give them work, they don't have that energy that they should have, because they feel like they are not enough, let's put it that way, because of the things they've been thinking about. So let's just do it, something like that. Let's just do it and leave it like that. That's what people that are lonely, they actually show. Another thing is that they are stuck on negatives. Hell, people that are lonely, if they have like 5 positive things that happen to them today, 5, I'm saying 5, one negative thing should happen to them on that same day, is that negative they will dwell on till that night. Hey, see this thing that happened. Why not think about the positive things? Like 5 positive things happen today. You would have thought of that, but no, they think about the negative things.
And I feel like people that are lonely, they actually, for for the people around them, they most likely think about people that hate them more than people that love them. So
Exactly.
if they feel like this person hates me, for instance, maybe I feel like, okay, this person hates me, that person hates me, that girl in my class hates me, the girl and her friends, they hate me. And then I know that I have a whole lot of people that like me. I know that I have people in my school, people in my church, people in different places that like me. I still will not think of those people that like me. It's only those people that hate me. So I feel like that is one of the identifying factors. Because, for instance, maybe you are talking with someone. I feel like how you're going to identify this kind of people is like when you're talking with someone and the person is just telling you about people that hate them. Like, the person just sits down literally and just telling you about only the people that hate them. You don't want to talk about your mom that likes you. You don't talk about your dad that likes you. You don't talk about your friends that like you. It's only about the people that hate you that you don't know. You don't know why. I feel like that is one of the identifying factors.
That's very true. Another thing is that people that are lonely, they most times they seem ill or sick. You see them, their faces look like, are you not feeling well? Is something going on?
Who is well?
They always have that look on their face. Apart from the look, they always look ill and they always look sick. That's actually based on the fact that they think a lot. They are stressed out doing nothing, stressed out thinking. That's it. And when they think a lot, they lack sleep. They don't sleep well enough. And when they don't sleep well enough, they feel stressed out. And when they feel stressed out, their immune system itself is not working how it's supposed to work. So most times they fall sick, or they look ill, or they look sick. They are overly attached to their possessions and hobbies. If you see someone that is like holding hobby and possession like no man's business, you'll be suspecting the person. I have, let's say, okay, for instance, I love partying. No problem. Every weekend I say, I don't love partying, but let's say I love partying. Every Friday, normal thing is you go out with your friends and party and all. And then you see somebody that the person is Monday, you party, Tuesday you party, Wednesday. What happened? Life is not this hard. Why are you taking it so serious? If you see someone that is holding on to something like that serious, not that the person is overly, like, the person is actually very lonely. Another thing is that when you find someone that is lonely, they have this withdrawal tendency. They tend to withdraw from people. Normally, let's say after school, you guys, like, you walk together and you go home. You notice that the person will just carry bag and leave. The person will not even wait.
At the ring of school bell, the first bell sound.
Because the person actually does not want to see your faces. That's one another way you can know if someone is already lonely, if someone is getting lonely. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so I feel like she just told us. Are there any other ways to recognize them? Okay, so I feel like these things are actually things that you should look out for in your friends. These are not things that you should ignore and just be like, oh, there's nobody lonely around me. Okay, I have good friends, good energy and stuff like that. Don't be raising your head in the cloud, okay? Look down, or not look down on your people, but like actually look around for your friends. Look out for your friends, for your loved ones and other people. So that's why we're actually dealing with these things. So you can actually help someone, or if you are the one dealing with these things, you can help yourself. Okay, so another thing I want to ask now is that are there measures or are there levels of loneliness?
There are really no like levels for loneliness. You can't say, oh, maybe this is level 1, level 2, level 3. But there are ways you can measure if someone is lonely. It's quite similar to knowing if a person is lonely. You could ask questions if you are noticing signs of your friends. Like, this person is getting detached, this person does not like going out, this person is not talking to me as she should or he should, then you could ask questions that can help you know if the person is actually getting lonely. One of the question is, are you content with my friendship and relationship? Like, are you content with your friendships and relationships? Ask the person that.
I feel like those kind of questions will seem too invasive. Like, some people are going to like look at you like, why are you asking this kind of question? Some would even want to shy away.
Some will want to shy away. They are actually deep questions, I think, which only a true friend can ask.
So it's not for everybody that you...
I cannot just meet a random person and I say, hey, mister, come here.
Are you with your friendship?
With your friendships
like,
and relationships.
If you are asking, I'll be looking at you like, excuse me, are you a prophet? God asked you to speak to me, please get out.
So it's not something that you just ask a random person. If you guys have been friends for a long time and you feel the person is getting detached, you could just ask that, do you have problems with your relationships, with your friendship? Like, do you have issues with your friends? Do you have issues with relationships? Have you developed that feeling that you're not wanted? Since the person is like detached, you could ask, is it that you feel you're not wanted among us,
that you now want to detach?
Exactly. So the person...
I feel like it's a very good question. Okay, do you have another question?
Another question is, do you have enough people around you that you feel comfortable to ask for help at any time? If someone is quite lonely, the person most times does not feel comfortable asking for help from people around. They do not only feel like it's a burden on the person, but they feel the person will turn them down. So they try as much as possible not to, should I say, invade in other people's space, kind of, and they try as much as possible not to ask for help from other people. They are quite lonely. They've thought about a lot of things. Maybe they're even thinking that you hate them. They will not come and ask you for help. Like, no, they will definitely not ask you for help. And another thing is that you could ask the person is if his or her relationships are satisfying as you would want them to be. There are actually people that are quite lonely because of their relationships. Like, I mean, with the partner they are in. Some people feel that they are not getting enough love from their partner, and because of that, like, loneliness stems up from that. Loneliness stems up from a lot of things. It could be from family. Family is one common place.
Actually, I feel like loneliness also steps in friendships. Maybe through things you say when you don't mean. If like there's some people that you talk to, and when they're like they're already dealing with low self-esteem, and maybe they're talking to you and you act like you're not hearing them. I feel like it's something that people can just, feel like she doesn't want me anymore. So there's some people that actually read signals, like they read meanings to the meaningless things you do, the seemingly meaningless things you do. Like I'm like one of those people that, okay, if I'm talking to you and you're not answering me and I try to make it visible and you don't answer me, another day I won't talk. I'm going to be like, I'm going to wait for you to the day you are going to ask me and be like, why don't you talk again? I'm like, I felt like you didn't need my presence there. It's not low self-esteem, but it's not everybody that does it that is low self-esteem. Some people just feel like, okay, respect myself, like let me just respect myself and keep my distance, basically. So I feel like people are like that you need to answer people, like the way you respond to people sometimes. Maybe for instance now this person is asking you that how is this my dress, and then you go, it would have been fine on another person. Like maybe it's not just maybe it's your body shape that looks somehow. You're already talking about body shaming and the person is already like okay, I think she's not comfortable with the kind of person, like she's not comfortable with my body or something like that. Like basically I feel like it's people, and what you say to people can also make them or break them. So it also can also push people into that loneliness stuff. Why am I the one talking? Please continue.
To continue what she said.
Thank you.
One place I feel loneliness stems out from also is social media. Social media has done a lot of things in this world.
You see, like these past few videos we've been doing, social media has been somewhere inside.
I'm telling you, social media, so many people, they would start feeling, it starts from, okay, you see your friend, maybe you're in a group. You are 5 people in that group, and then you see 4 of your remaining friends. Maybe they went on, maybe what can we use as example? They went hiking and you were not there. Maybe due to one reason or the other, they could not bring you along. Then you start feeling somehow. You're like, this ones went for hiking and I'm not there. And then it happens over time.
Maybe they didn't even run the decision by you. So.
Exactly. It might be intentional sometimes.
Like, we know she has exams, so let's not tell her.
Exactly.
So she doesn't feel like I must come, and then they don't tell you. But then I feel like, why won't you tell me even if I'm not going to come? Really?
So I feel a lot of these things, they actually stem out from social media. And if you notice, people that are lonely, it's not that if you see someone that is smiling all the time, does not mean the person is not lonely.
Undercover.
I've heard of many depression stories, like people that committed suicide that you would least expect, even people that are very famous. I've heard of a comedian. Like, I was shocked when I heard
Like
a comedian committed suicide. I'm like, you make people laugh, right? When people are around you, you're the jovial type, everybody is laughing, everybody is jumping, oh, he's around, and there you are dying inside. Practically, people that are lonely, some people, they are dying inside, but they tend to make people around them happy.
And I feel like most people actually do this because they try to be that strong friend.
Exactly.
That brave friend.
And
so literally there was a time this is like a personal example right now. So there was a time I was kind of not feeling too well, and I was in a class that day, and I was not feeling too well. Like, it has been like very stressful all along, and then I wasn't feeling too well, and I was trying to act strong. So there was this my classmate that was beside me, and she was like, no, you can't do this. I was looking at her and she was like, no, you can't do this, please stay strong, see, you're the one that is giving me strength. Literally, if I wanted to take that in, I should have just acted like, all is well. I'll just go back into my shell and be like, okay, I'm very, very strong. But me, I cannot come and kill myself, please. If I'm dying, help me.
So many people that are lonely, they are actually dying inside. The fact that you see them posting on social media, especially relationships, you will see them, they will post with this one, with this one.
They and boo.
It's a lie, they have problems. They have problems. They are keeping it inside, which is why they have a lot of issues. People that are lonely, they actually have a lot of problems.
Okay, are those the only questions?
Yeah.
Okay, so the basic thing now, which is the end game. No, let me just say the end game, but it's like the last question from my end on this topic, which is, what are the ways to help someone that is lonely, or what are the ways to overcome loneliness? Because it's something that feels like this person is inside a blanket that you need to help this person to remove it, and it's something that is not really easy, because it's not everybody that knows what to do when their friends are lonely. It's not everybody that knows. Some people will just be like, guy, why are you lonely now? Come outside, I've been alone since, come out, let's go out. Like, are there ways to help? Because not everybody that you come out and do like, come out, let's go out now, it's not every time that taking someone out with you is going to help them come out of that loneliness. Some people are lonely in their mind, it may not be physical. So what are the ways to help someone that is lonely?
Yeah, there are actually many ways, and also different ways for different people. Because if you think about it, people that are lonely, it's not a one-way thing for everybody that is lonely. They're always like this. No. So you have to first study the person and then know what the person needs. But there are some quite general ways that you can help a person that is lonely, or you yourself, if you are lonely, there are things that you can do. First thing you must know is loneliness is a thing of the mind. As I've said before, loneliness is not something that would stay with you forever. Some people that are lonely feel they will die with that loneliness. They feel forever they will not be accepted, forever they will not get the love they deserve, forever and ever they will not have friends they can confide in. But it's not true. Tell yourself again and again that you can get out of it. That's like the number one step. Prepare your mind. It's a thing of the mind. Tell your mind, I can get out of this loneliness. It is not something, loneliness should not control you. Someone said something, you must be able to control everything that happens to you. Something like that. You must not allow anything to control you. Some people say anger controls them. Anger does not control you. You control what happens to you. Anger does not control you. The same way loneliness does not control you. It's a thing of the mind. So when you're preparing your mind, I will get out of this. Definitely, I will get out of this. You tell yourself again and again, I will get out of it. That's the one step, basic step, but it is very important. So that every other thing you do will fall through as it's supposed to fall through. Then another thing you can do is you must maintain and enhance relationships. Now, I've noticed some people, they work with people they are not meant to work with, which is the truth. Why will you make, for instance, let's say your parents are average earners. They don't earn
example
much.
That came to my mind just now.
They don't earn much, and we are working with senators' children, child of a president. you are working with ministers. I'm not saying you can't work with important people, but these people are people that will say, let's go to this place. They will bring up like 50k on the spot, pew, and put down. You are there, you cannot bring anything. You will feel secluded, you will feel like you are not among. It's not possible. How will you feel among? You guys don't have, you're not on the same page. Let me put it that way.
There's no sense of belonging.
You will not have that sense of belonging because you are moving with people that are way higher. I'm not saying, again, don't quote me in the wrong way. I'm not saying you should not work with people that are important. We make friends, and it's important that you also move with people that will help you in life. That's the truth. But there are people that they work with.
I guess what you're trying to say is like people that are proud. Like, you shouldn't work with the proud children of the elite and stuff like that. You can work with them, but then not the proud ones, not the ones that always bring your averageness or poverty to your face. And they always like try to throw it on you and be like, okay, so you feel like, okay, you are better than this person, like character wise, and maybe this person, for instance, you know how some proud children are, that maybe they go to somewhere and then someone like does something to them and they just get a glass and pour the drink on someone's face, and then you now go and like, why did you do that? And then the person is like, mind yourself, I just paid your taxi fare to get here.
Exactly.
So you shouldn't work with people like that, because definitely it's going to affect you. It just takes someone that is consistent to keep telling you.
Exactly. So know the type of people you work with. Work with people that you have the same vision, you have the same mindset. Work with people that would always encourage you. There was a time that I watched a movie, and this girl, she committed suicide actually, and she wrote a letter. The first place she did not get love from was from her mother. She was raised by a single mother. She felt all her mother wanted from her was money, because practically all they kept asking from her was money, and she was like, so am I only important for money? Then she had a friend. Like, this friend was like one support system that she had. She would always tell the friend that I have this issue, I'm going through this problem and everything, and the friend would always encourage her. But one day, the day she wanted to commit suicide, she wrote a note on social media, on maybe a WhatsApp status or something, and she was like, people around don't love me, something like that. Even when you see something like that, you should know that the person is going through something. Some people ignore.
There's sometimes that some people post some kind of strange things, and I ask like, hope you're okay, and they'll be like, yes, I'm fine. I'm like, okay, you said you're
really fine. You don't ignore. When you see things like that, ask questions. If you can call and talk to the person, call. People actually post and they say these things, and people just overlook it, that maybe the person saw a post somewhere. That's why the person posted.
It's really, there was a day a friend of mine was posting these things on Instagram. Like, it was quotes, so it was copied quotes. Everything was like, I'm lonely, no one to talk to, one thing. She will now post another one. Sometimes some people used to Google that quote, so don't just imagine that they screenshotted it from somewhere and they are posting. It's a lie. Some people take out their time sometimes, and then they want to Google it and then see that, okay, is there a quote that seems like what I'm going through, and then they quickly check online and they see it and they're like, oh bravo, let me just copy this thing and post it. And you will now sit and be like, quote of the moment. Some people used to actually screenshot it and post it. They don't like it has a literal meaning.
Exactly. So don't ignore. When you see things like that, talk to the person. If you can, ask questions. Show that you care. Little things like that matter. Or for lonely people, they matter a lot.
Yeah, and there's something my spiritual father always not always says, but he said, people don't want to know how much, people don't want to care, people don't care how much you know, they want to know how much you care. So basically, you have to be like that caring friend that always steps in, be the Superman of the moment, Superman.
So in that movie, she wrote something on social media, and she wrote that she's lonely, people just care for her money and everything. And then the friend wanted to call her that day, but she could not call her. Unknowing to the friend, that was the day she wanted to commit suicide. And then when she wrote in the letter, she wrote everything, that it was her mother that caused this, and she started everything. Then she wrote in the letter that her friend is one reason she had been leaving. That friend is one reason she kept going. Like, the friend will always support her and tell her that even though the friend had marital issues, like she was in a mess, her friend was practically in a mess, but the friend will always encourage her, it's okay, you can do this, you can. And she said that was the only reason why she kept leaving. That if not, she would have killed herself long time
I've
ago.
actually watched a reality show like that. It was like reality. It was an interview with someone popular, and she said there was a time in it's this music industry stuff when everything wasn't going well with her, and she wanted to kill herself at that point. But the only reason why she didn't kill herself was because of the person she was in a relationship with. She knew, because now they are married. She said she knew at that point that if she killed herself, she would have taken like his life, like figuratively should have taken his life, but she didn't kill herself just because of him. So sometimes you may be the reason why some people are alive. You may be the reason why some people are trying to fight whatever they are fighting with, and then all of a sudden you just give up on them, and then they're like, okay, there's nothing to live for anymore.
So the second point is that you must maintain and enhance relationships. Make relationships that would last. If you notice that you get lonely over time, like some people, they will even come out of it and get better, but again they will fall back into the thing. If you notice that you are that type of person, make sure you have relationships that last. Make friends that there are people that they call sanguine. Those ones, they make friends with everybody in the world. As long as they come across you, you are their friend. Don't make friends with people like that, because they will not show you the type of love that you expect them to show you. Make friends with people that are committed, people that will stick with you throughout. Since you are that type of person, you want love and attention, don't go and look for someone that has friends, like 100 friends, and has to be dividing the attention between the 100 friends. Make friends with people that would care for you, like really, really care for you. And if you have relationships already, maintain. Just learn to maintain those relationships. It will definitely help you. Another thing you can do is reduce social media activities for a while. I'm not saying you should completely go off Facebook, off WhatsApp, off Instagram, Twitter. No. But there's a limit. There are times that it gets to the extreme and it really affects people. Even people that are not lonely. There are so many things that people see online that affects them. So people just see something online and their day is spoiled, like their whole day will not go well again because of what they saw online. It's not that social media is bad, but there are times that you really just have to reduce your activity on social media. Have time to yourself. It's not the time that you're alone that you must carry your phone. There are other things you can do, like you can read a book, you can write something in a journal. There are many things you can do apart from being on social media. Maybe if you're on social media, you now see somebody that has 20 friends and you don't have any friend. So reduce social media activities. Another thing you can do is move out of your comfort zone. Some people, they don't like moving out of their comfort zone. If you are the type that likes writing, buy a journal. Start writing things. I am beautiful. I am wonderfully made. I'm loved by people around me. These things, it's telling your mind, you keep reminding yourself. Positive things. It's letting go of negativity and bringing positive things into your mind. So another thing you can do is be comfortable with yourself. Love yourself. See, I'm an introvert. Not fully an introvert, but I'm an introvert. I love my space. I love like my me time. You know, people say my me time. I really like it. Enjoy being alone. Some people cannot do without friends. Why?
I don't know, but I guess that some people, it's maybe based on personality stuff.
Yeah, I know personality thing and all.
For the personality stuff, I'm not trying to say extrovert. I'm not trying to say the general personality stuff, but it could just be some people's preference that I always love company. I love when people are around me. It could be some people, it's the way they were brought up. No, all those people, all those kids that their mom will be like, oh yeah, go and spend time with this your auntie that has 4 children.
Yeah, that's true.
Go and spend time with that your auntie. Oh yeah, holiday Abby, and you know, no matter if you're not on holiday, you're in school, so you have classmates. And then when you're on holiday, your mom takes you to your auntie that has 4 children, your uncle that has 7 children, and you know you're like mixing, and you're always with people. So some people grow up like that. Like me, when I was small, I couldn't eat alone. Like when I was much younger, I couldn't eat alone. So it was something that actually I grew up with. That when I was at home, because I used to spend most of my time in the school. So when I was in school, I used to always eat. Like my mom used to be, she used to wonder that this child does not eat at home. But then she came to school one day when they were having PTA, and she just stood at the window. And I think she was in class, or she was at the window, and she was watching me. She was just watching me eat, and she was like, so this child can actually eat. Like I used to eat where there were many people in the class, but when I get home, she'll be begging me. She even used to count the food for me. She'll not be like, okay, she's counting it in my tribe, but I should just take one. She'll not be like, one in my tribe is 10 in English, so I have to eat 10 in English to make it one in my tribe, and I have to eat 10 in my tribe. Like really, she used to force me to eat like that, and it was something that grew up with me. That even in secondary school, because I went to a boarding school, so even going to a boarding school now even like helped you to be better, like helped you to be stronger. That if I'm not talking with somebody, or if I'm not eating, or if I'm not watching something I cannot eat, I have to have people around me that are eating the same food. Like it got to a time where in secondary school, if people ask, give me your food now, I'm like, no, I'm not giving you. But when I see everybody leaving the refectory, the dining hall, if I see everybody leaving, I'll be like, who wants food now? People should come and eat. Like I could not just eat alone. It's something that grew up with me. So I think some people is the way they were raised, some people is personality stuff.
Even if you are the extrovert type, which I think a lonely person, well, let's say you are the extrovert type, but really enjoy your me time, enjoy those moments you are by yourself. Those are the time that you can actually think about your future, about the plans you have. It's not when you're alone that you should not start thinking about somebody that hates you, somebody that does not care, somebody that did not smile to you this morning. Like that's not the time for you to be thinking about it.
Somebody that did not smile.
No, the time that you have to yourself is the time you are meant to plan. Plan about the things, the great things that you have ahead. Plan about your future. Make goals that you want to achieve by the end of this month, by the end of this week, by the end of this year. You will see that you will not know when time will go.
Actually, if you don't even have time to make goals, go to my previous video, go and watch how to do quiet time. Since you are alone, just do quiet time.
Exactly.
Just meditate, read the scriptures. Feed your mind with the word of God, and not with what the devil is telling you. You know, if you actually watch the depression video or the low self-esteem, you will know that these things are from messengers, things that come to remind you of what someone did to you, how someone sighed, or how someone looked at you this morning, or how someone said you don't look nice. These things are not. It's not how will God be bringing all these things to your head. You self think about it now. It's something that the devil brings to you, so like to make you feel depressed, to bring you down, to make you feel less of a human, basically, because God don't even bring something like that. So you have to feed your mind with the word of God.
Exactly. So during your me time, it's important you communicate with your Father, communicate with God. Another thing is that refocus your attention. Now don't dwell on the loneliness, don't dwell on the fact that you are lonely. Just refocus, try to spread your thoughts and think about, as I said before, your goals. They're important. If you feel that you cannot concentrate on the goals are too big and your mind is strained away and all, communicate with God. Like that's the easiest way for you to bring back your head and say, oh God, like just talk to God. There are times that we have problems and the only person you can talk to is God. You can really not trust people. Fine, there are people that you trust, but if you tell friends, sometimes they will go and tell they will tell a friend, exactly.
A friend that knows a friend that knows a friend,
and the whole thing will
sometimes you even rehear your story and you will not know you are the one they're talking about. Because for instance, I told you something, there's a friend that you have that I do not have, and so you feel comfortable to tell that friend. And then you know, when you like, there's this game that some people play sometimes that they say, okay, I'll tell you something, you tell the next person, tell the next person. When it gets to the last person, the news is not always the same. So you can even hear your own news. You can hear your own gist, and you will not recognize that this person is actually talking about me, because it has gone through like 7 different years that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. And
they'll be adding their jara as they are saying
like, you know sometimes like when you add something to a story, that's when it becomes sweeter. So I'm like, you know what, there was one of my friends that even told me this thing. Sometimes who will not even add my friend that told me, they'll be like, there's one of my friend that. Some people will not even like, oh, my friend's friend is my friend now, so it's my friend. You don't even know that just came from 7 different people before it got to you.
So learn to communicate with God. Tell God your problems. Loneliness is a thing of the mind, as I've said before. One person that I know that can help you is God. See, I heard the testimony of a minister of God. She's now a minister of God, and she said that there was one time that she was should I say, desperate for love. Like, she so much wanted love. She dated so many men, married men that did not have vision. She kept getting pregnant. She kept aborting it because she wanted attention. She really wanted that love. That's what someone that a lonely person can do.
Yeah.
Seeking for love from places that,
like, unlikely places
that they are not meant to
no
search
love.
for. They search looking for love there.
Just, I feel like most people even do those things because they're vulnerable, and
Exactly.
and then there are some people who actually take advantage of their vulnerability. And actually, like, it's more like some people that, okay, let me say this person is a child, and then the person is not getting the love from home. Like, you get home every day and your mom and your dad, they don't even have your time. Literally, your dad is a banker. He comes at night, like 9 p.m. and normally a primary school student a primary school pupil rather will be asleep by 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And the dad comes at 9 p.m. and then your mom is a 9 to 5 worker. She comes at 5. Okay, you close from school by maybe 2 or 3, and then the child actually does assignments, eats, plays around, sleep. But child does not even have time, as in mommy does not even have time, because when mommy comes, mommy goes to the kitchen, mommy cooks, then mommy beats you when you play too much, and then the child now starts feeling rejected. Or maybe the mother does not even have time, and then the child just stays with the house help. Sometimes they start seeking for love in the unlikely places. Like, let me say for instance, this child's mom is dead, and then the father is a 9 to 9 worker, like goes, no, not even 9 to 9, 6 to 9 worker. You leave the house by 6 because you want to beat traffic, and then you leave this child at home with nobody. Maybe this child just comes back home. Okay, mommy left the key for me, or daddy left the key for me under the doormat. Okay, I'll just go open the door, stay. But daddy comes by 9. Before 9, I'm already asleep. Eating and everything. This child will start looking for love in like unlikely places, like in the school bus. Okay, who is that boy there? Okay, the child will now start looking. Okay, that boy, mommy does not like him, dad does not like, maybe this boy will like me. Child will now start dressing. No, you're actually meant to dress like neat to school, but this child will be doing it extra. Like, we want to start looking for lip gloss in the house. Okay, what are those properties that mommy died and left? Let me go and be using the makeup, the shoes. Some people will be asking the house help that, auntie, do you have anything that I can wear? Or the ones that don't even have house help will start looking for the things themselves, and then maybe the money for breaks snack they won't be using to buy lip gloss. So I feel like you should actually, like, I'm not a parent, okay, but it's something that I know. So I feel like you should actually help, like, your child, like, try to be in their lives. Don't push them out. Try to be in their lives. Try to know what are you going through. Like, have talks daily. Like, what are you going through? What is happening in your life? Talk. Like, don't just leave this child alone, because you don't know what is happening in school. You don't know who that stupid boy that's in the street telling that your primary 3 daughter that you are looking beautiful. You don't know. So I feel like you should actually help. Talk to them always. Like, don't just leave them alone and feel like you're a primary 3 child, you don't know what you're doing. Really.
Yeah, it's very important. So the person was looking for love in places she was not meant to look for love, and she said one encounter that changed her life was the encounter with Jesus. She said when she found out that there was someone that loved her more than she loved herself, everything changed. It's that feeling. You find out that when Jesus died for us, right? And when he died for us, like, Jesus did not even know us. We were not even born, right?
Yeah.
But he still died for us. Like, that kind of love is not something you will find in this world. Even parents cannot love us as much as God loves us. It's not possible. But when you know that there's someone that loves you more than you love yourself, I'm telling you, it will be very easy for you to love yourself and also be okay with yourself. I feel people that are lonely, they are not okay with themselves. They feel they lack in one way or the other. That is why people are not paying so much attention to them. People are not giving them the love they deserve. So an encounter with Jesus will definitely change your life.
And I feel there was something I wanted to say. Okay, there was actually this thing I was listening to. It's a song like that. He knows my name. Yeah. So I started listening to it, and then I started getting like the words from it. Like, he knows your every thought. He sees each tears that falls. He hears you when you call. And like, there's no time. Like, I feel like talking to Jesus is like the best thing, because there's sometimes that, this thing you can actually not tell anybody. It doesn't feel pleasant to tell anybody. It just feels like something that you should just keep it yourself, and then there's nobody to talk to because you cannot say it out to anybody, and then you just talk to Jesus and just discover that this thing is actually getting solved, because he'll tell you one way or the other that you can actually go about it and it's going to be helpful. And no matter when you call, even if it's at the midnight, like you can always call him. As in, do you know how many people are in different times of the day? Like in US right now, they could be in morning, and then in Philippines we could be in the night, all in one time, and then in Nigeria they could be in the afternoon. Like it's basically like different, and people from different places are praying at the same time, and he's listening. No matter how many people are speaking to him, he's listening and he's helping you. So I feel like he's a very, very good person to talk to. He's a very, very good father. He's a good father.
So
are you done? Do you have any other thing to say, or have I cut you short?
No, that's all I have to say.
Okay, so is there anything you want to use to seal this? What is the name of this thing now? To seal up this talk, like to round it up. Is there any basic bomb that you want to drop for us now? That say, okay, let's take this one and ponder over it with a cup of water.
Loneliness is one of the biggest seeds of psychological problems. But I want you to be always happy in every situation. Love yourself no matter what. So that's all. Thank you.
Wow, choose to love yourself regardless. Okay, so I think with that we've come to the end of this video. Thank you for coming once again. We're really grateful. We've learned a lot. So yeah, see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys learned a lot, because I did. I learned on behalf of all of us. In case you did not learn, I know you learned anyway. So I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. Bye.